The Braves today signed outfielder Marcell Ozuna to a 4-year contract worth $64 million. The deal includes a 5th-year club option at $16 million or a $1 million buyout, guaranteeing Ozuna $65 million. And I know a lot of you guys are probably thinking that, that's a lot of money to be spending on one guy. But first off, that's actually not a very bad number. That's averaging $13 million a year for Ozuna, and I know all the talking points of this whole conversation. We've been talking about it forever now. The defense, the lack of defense rather, in the outfield, as opposed to the bat, if there's a DH. And early on, I've kind of swayed on this. I'll be honest with you and tell you that because this is such an interesting case. Early on, I was a little bit against bringing Ozuna in for a DH, or for an outfielder and not a DH, because we saw his defense in action. However, I have swayed on that a good bit. I will tell you that early on, I wanted to explore other options, George Springer being one that was a little bit more versatile, could play on both sides of the ball a little bit better, and those options were explored. Nothing happened. I really thought in the past couple of weeks that we were going to land Ozuna, and then time kept ticking, and it kept ticking. I really think what made the Braves jump on the bandwagon here with Ozuna is the fact that Trevor Bauer just got signed to the Dodgers today. And frankly, a deal just has not been made, and the Braves were kind of left scratching their heads. I do think they have now made their decision clear on this. They need to stick with it. I have a couple questions to ask outside of it. What about the outfield prospects? What does this mean? I think that's a fair question to ask Alex Anthopoulos whenever a press conference happens. I think that is definitely a fair question to ask. The fact of the matter is this. The Braves needed a bat. You can tell me, that the offense wasn't the problem last year. The offense wasn't the problem last year because there was protection for Freeman. That is a very good reason as to why Freddie won the MVP last year. It's a good reason why the offense was as productive as it was, because our offense, no doubt about it, was a shredder. I think it was honestly, in that short 60-game season, I don't think there was an offense better than the Braves. With that said, I think that a big part of that was Marcell Ozuna. He brings an energy. Obviously he's taking selfies around at first base. He brings an energy that coincides with the young guys, and he's 30 years old. He's not old. This is not the same as it would. A lot of people wanted Josh Donaldson to be re-signed. There are differences here. I really think, without Ozuna, you don't have a Freddie MVP season last year. You don't have the run you had last year. Could he be a little bit more controlled at the plate? Possibly. But then again, he also hit 3 homers at Fenway Park one night. So at the same time, it's a very good day to be a Braves fan here, because when I woke up this morning, I've been thinking a lot about the Braves and the situation that they are right now. I think there are still moves to be made. But, at one point, I had sort of accepted the fact that we weren't going to get Ozuna, just based on history alone. We had Donaldson on 1 year. We've had all these 1-year deals. We give everybody a chance, and then we move on once they either make their money or they're bust. We reap the rewards or we take the hit, whichever it may be. And that's what I fully expected for this to be. I expected to see Ozuna go somewhere and get paid. But I knew that there was this little thing with Ozuna, because he really wanted to go back to the Cardinals before last year. He did not want to leave. They chose to leave Ozuna. They chose to not re-sign Ozuna. And I thought that, he's not a money-hungry guy then. He's not just saying, all right, I'll leave St. Louis and go out and get the big paycheck, that I want. He wants to be loyal to a team, and he wants to win with that team. So I thought there was a chance this could happen. And like I said, there's been ups and downs. You've experienced them all. They're all over social media with this whole thing. At one point, I think the Dodgers were in on Ozuna, as they were on Trevor Bauer. Obviously, I think there were a lot of teams in on Ozuna. And the thing about it is this. When you play on a team and you get that close to going to a World Series, and who knows what happens when you get there, I think, it makes you want to come back a little bit. But there are moves to be made. I think we could still solidify the bullpen.